So, welcome all of you for the session. Today, we are having Mr. Sunil Pedgaonkar with us. He is a qualified electronics and telecommunication engineer with 32 years of rich field experience in various electronics products for telecom sector or home appliances industry. Most important, has tuned himself and upgraded his skills according to the time and application technology. This is what the electronics and telecommunication engineer demands for. He has worked on C-Dot and Nitsuko Telecom Technologies at Meltron for telephone exchange or PBX in his early days. Followed by, he is heading Videocon Appliances Electronics Department for development and production of control units of washing machine and refrigerator products. Over the period, he has handling all expert certification like CE, CB, SASO, and product approval of various countries from US to Nigeria at higher appliances. He is well versed with procedures and formalities of product certification of respective countries. We are very sure his inputs with such international connect will be very useful for our students. Presently, he is engaged with Liber Appliances as function head electronics development at Shendra Aurangabad, which is a German company. Here, he has exposure with German team for control electronics development for refrigerators. This would be a great experience to listen him for our students. Let's enjoy it and learn. We are very sure his inputs are more valuable to our team, our students, to reach their goals soon. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Sunil, sir. Welcome to the session.
Yeah, thanks, Gayatri. This was what we have just is the introduction, but I would like that the students and the audience that should be happy or should get something out of this seminar. So let's start. I'll share my screen.
Yes, sir.
So is possible now to see all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So let's understand what is electronics industry, what are the futures, what are the opportunities, and all the things in a short way. Because this seminar is expected to be within 40 minutes of first session, so we'll try to finish up the presentation part as early as possible, and then we'll have some more discussion or face interaction discussions that would be more interesting, I suppose. Right? So what would be the walkthrough for today's presentation would be, we'll be covering the electronics, a general talk, what is there, what is electronics called, background, how the electronics has evolved, and the technology evolutions that has been taking place in the present era. Then what are the backbones of electronic industry, how based on which the whole scenario is playing a vital role in our life. So what is the basis which runs or which drives, which is a driving force for this industry? Then for our understanding, some of the categorization for the electronic industry that has been in what we see in the today's industries. What will be the futures? There are two aspects. One, the future, why we do a business, why we do and place an industry for the money. So it has a commercial aspect also, which should also be taken into account. Then, of course, the technological aspect. I think the students would be more interested in the technology aspect of the trades. Then what is the scope, which is technical scope? What are the opportunities? And of course, thanks. So let's start. My suggestion is that whosoever has any in between suggestion or in between query, uh, please note it down and put it with your moderator. I think who is moderating this talk? Gayatri, you are moderating, I think. So you can put your questions or your queries, note it down with her, and let us one by one we will take and I'll try to answer all your questions, right? So in a way, when we say electronics, what comes to our mind? This is that electronics is present almost every product, either it is direct or at background. And if you don't find it at background and it's that in a direct form, but it is quite possible that for making that product or making that thing, somewhere some part of electronics must have been used, because today's life industry, anything you take, for making it, for using it, or there has to be some electronics. So electronics, we can consider it as a brain of all the industries. So you people are very, you can look yourself at the brain position. If you look at the whole world as a body, you're the brains. What was there, like anything, evolution takes place. So in earlier days, when the electronics was evolved, or at a very starting place, a starting stage, the electronics was considered only to a limited what you can say area, like radio sets, televisions, and it was only considered as a hardware. There are two types, hardware and software. One is actual the hardware part that plays the job, and the software part which controls the things. So earlier there was no software concept as such. It was all hardware. So electronics means only hardware was a concept. And it used to work with the analog signals. And these analog signals were processed with the help of valve. There were glass valve or vacuum valves. So now, if you dig internet, you will find more interesting topics on the valve. All the future electronics or present electronics is built on this valve concept. Then what happens? Later, silicon is a substance which was, developed the today's active electronics, like transistor, integrated microchips, and the whole digital world is now based on the silicon. So silicon, you can consider it as a basic element for electronics. Those students who are interested, silicon itself is a very, very big subject and chapter you can look into. There are still the inventions are going on, but you little need not only the electronics knowledge. In this case, you also need some chemistry knowledge, also some photoelectronics knowledge also. So itself, still it is, we call it as developed, but still it is under development. Lot of inventions are going on the silicon wafers still. The classic example is that the silicon wafer earlier, whatever was developed, the transistors were in a discrete forms. Now those all transistors, thousands of transistors are integrated into the digital ICs. So the space, whatever it used to consume, it has reduced to a very great extent. 1,000 transistors takes almost, suppose 1 square meter of area. Now 1,000 transistors on the chip takes few inches or few centimeters now. And this is why this is happening, because the wafers are becoming so and so dense, and the nano, what you can say, the size of the transistors are becoming so less that now the processors or the controllers, what you have in your computers or all the electronics are now, they are measured in nanometers. So the technology is now calls for the nanometer technology. For your information, your coronavirus is also 50 nanometers. So you can see, you cannot see it by your bare eyes, but they are still transistors, and they do the same function what the earlier glass bulb or discrete transistors used to do. As I said you, the hardware and software are the two pillars of electronic industry today, and they go hand in hand. If you only have a hardware, it is of no use, and if you have only software, it is of no use. So software and hardware, both they go in hand and has to be integrated and also to match each other. Otherwise, a software piece written for some hardware will not work, or a hardware piece which will not accept the software which is not meant for it. Right? Now, we'll see that what the industry consists of various sectors. There are a lot of sectors, a lot of categories of electronics industry, but for you people to understand it, the central driving force, or what we call is the backbone behind the entire electronics industry, is the semiconductor industry. Means producing the hardware components and the EMS sector. EMS is nothing but electronics manufacturing services. So this services has an ability to use the hardware produced by semiconductor industry, write the software, assemble it, and develop a control which can be further used in our day-to-day life or in our products. Hope this is interesting for you. That what is the semiconductor industry? You being all the electronic students, you know the resistor, capacitor, diode, transistors, MOSFET, digital ICs, op amps, number of electronic components. So they are produced somewhere. And where they are produced, the semiconductor industry is the manufacturing industry which produces these components. This, for your information, is that the most widely manufactured electronic device is the metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, that is MOSFET. Because this is an output device which is normally, hello, yeah. So semiconductor manufacturing, where silicon is melted, how this industry works is that silicon is melted and pulled into crystals, and basically this is done. The job is done majority in US, Japan, Taiwan, China, Russia, Europe, and Korea. And China is the country where most of the assembly and test happens for these components. But in terms of only wafer production, as I said earlier, the nanometer technology, Korea is the leader where maximum wafer production takes place, right? Some of the players or some of the companies or some of the industries that we can name, the Samsung is a large producer of electronics devices. Intel, almost every computer you have seen that Intel chip inside, Intel inside is written. So Intel is one of the microprocessor producer, a large producer, and has a very large consumption also. Then there are Texas Instruments. People you must have now used some of the digital ICs. So TI is a short form. Texas Instrument is a large producer for these digital ICs. Then Toshiba. Toshiba is more in the power electronics also and the microcontrollers also. You can have the Toshiba Tri-X, Toshiba transistors. They are now widely used. And Qualcomm, this I have specifically included because you people are mobile crazy people. So the processor which is produced is a Qualcomm processor, Snapdragon processor. So Qualcomm is one of the industry who produces large number of mobile processors. They are semiconductors basically. Then we'll come to the electronics manufacturing services. So this is a basic interface between the outside world and the semiconductor industry, because all the semiconductor industry that what is produced is consumed by this electronic manufacturing. Because so please.
Audio is not clear.
The we have the
There might be some problem from sir's side. Please wait, he will be resumed.
मैं खोटी ने बोला
with the EMS agency. So this is what is the requirement section. Then what you do, you design the circuit, you select the components which are necessary to drive the power ratings, the sensor types, and most of the things. Then you select it and you design a circuit. Then what you do, you design the layout of the PCB, because you should know where the PCB will be placed and how it will be wired with the other parts like compressor, like sensors, like the fan, then your swinging mechanism and all these things. So you should know the PCB layout. Then what you do the PCB assembly. Here what you do the software and hardware integration and test it. Once you are done with the testing, the results are satisfactory, then you go for the mass manufacturing. That is called as the PCB fabrication. Then this product you cannot buy directly into the market. You need to do some safety certifications. You need to do some energy certifications. These are laws by the government. So this you do, called as a product certification. Then you have to test as per the function testing, electrical testing, reliability testing. So many tests are involved in the industry. And then the supply chain means the product should reach the market. So this is what are the major steps. Then who are the major players worldwide? Because in India there are very few people. The largest one is the Jabil, which is located in Pune. I hope you have also visited some of the EMS manufacturer while your educational tour. I'm sure. So your teachers must have taken you to these places. What you see is that these are we were looking for the players. The Foxconn, which is a Taiwan-based company, then Flex is a US-based company. Jabil is a US-based company, but also has working in India also, a plant in Pune. Then Celestica is in Canada. Then Plexus in WI, West Indies. Then Venture is in Singapore, and Pegatron is from Taiwan. So if you look at this major setup or the machinery that has been used in an electronics and this second photo, you will find there are small blocks. So the things are, what are the steps that there's a large process of doing a EMS. So you should have a screen printer, then solder paste inline inspection, that what you do it. Then SMT, that is surface mount technology, pick and place machines, or which normally also called as the chip shooters. Then you should have the fine pitch placement machines. There are different types of components. So you require, as the different type, you require the different machines. Then you should have the reflow oven. Then some of the components which are very bulky, like transformers, chokes and coils, they need to be placed manually. So you also should have a manual assembly line. Then for the manual component, the assembly line components, you must have a wave solder machine. Then there are in-circuit and functional testing. They are in short called as ICT and FCTs. Then system functional test area, where you test all the functions of this along with the main system. Then packing and dispatch. This is also done nowadays automatically. So these are the major things that are involved to have a EMS industry. Now, coming to our main seminar topic, that what is an electronics industry? When we say electronic industry, what comes to our mind is only mobile phones, radio, TV sets, watches. But are we really only this is the electronics? No, yeah, these are definitely our electronics items, but not the complete one. These are a part of an electronics, but this is not the complete list. So which should be the complete list? So electronics, consumer electronics, where computers, printers, radio, TV, mobiles, electronic watches, similar, that what we have seen just now is called as the consumer electronics. Then we have an appliance electronics. What is appliance electronics? Basically, appliance electronics normally has a, you can categorize it that way, that the controls are not directly visible to you. Like TV, you have a screen, mobile, you have a screen, but appliances like air conditioners, you may not have a direct screen. There can be only buttons, but the driving is through electronics. So here the embedded electronics plays a very, very important role, which is a part of a large industry, growing industry in India and worldwide. So electronics control used for working of appliances such as refrigerator, air conditioners, washing machine, and similar products. There could be a coffee machine. There could be another vending machines. You must have seen dispensing machines. So these all are water purifiers. These are all have a control electronics, and this uses the embedded electronics as a majority of the part. Then you have an industrial automations. The control electronics used for operating machinery, controlling process parameters, etc. Examples for this is the CNC machines, then the molding machines, then the different kind of special purpose machines. Then automobiles. Now your car is equipped with lot of electronics. Your trucks, heavy vehicles, they are also equipped with lot of electronics. Here I will not go in details because I just want to give you a glimpse of the things, not the complete detail. We cannot list it out. There are n number of things that are involved. When you say a car, or when you say automobile, when you say a vehicle, when you say train, there are a lot of electronics. The imagination leaves. Whatever way you imagine, you can use the electronics in it. Then another field is the medical electronics. Now medical equipments are also being controlled through electronics. The majority electronics plays life support equipments, then health monitoring gadgets like blood pressure monitoring, oxygen level indicators. There are many, many things. Even nowadays, sugar level indicators are coming also digital. So medical electronics also now uses a lot of electronics. Then services, the Internet of Things, Internet service providers, whatever, when we call it as an Internet service provider for your mobile, like if you take Airtel, Idea, Jio, these are Internet service providers, BS or the BSNL, but they have in backbone their own infrastructure to drive this electronics, and also the hardware infrastructure and also the softwares. So this is also a very big industry. So this is called as the service industry. In service industry, now the emerging fields are cloud services, social media platforms, payment gateways. Normally, cloud services includes your hardware as well as software. Social media platform, they are purely software platforms. Payment gateways also purely, you can say it is a software platforms. But though it is a software, now it is considered as an electronics industry. Then entertainment. You have a mobile which covers, which has the hardware, then different kind of, operating systems. We have, in our days, there was a Symbian Nokia operating system. Now you have Android. For if you are using Apple, then you have iOS and all these things. Then video games is also one of the emerging market nowadays for the entertainment. The PUBG, you can see the best example of video games. So this is basically a network game. So now this calls for involving communication, fast speeds, protocols, and also graphics and real-time simulation of the scenarios. Because every mobile has its own scenario. So the service response has to be real fast, so you should feel that you are living in a virtual reality. So virtual reality is a part of video games nowadays, but later it will also be come into the picture for many other areas also. Then special effect of computer graphics, video mixing. The movies Bahubali, you have seen, the movie was a classic example in Indian cinema to have a very good special effects and video mixing techniques. If you look, if you see what you can say, the English movies, they are using the special effects and video mixing to the fullest extent. So you feel that you are really looking at the you. There's sometimes a thought comes to our mind how they have shooted this, but this is a gimmick, or this is a classic example of special effects and the video mixing. Then other categories also, but this is not a limited list. This just to name it: artificial intelligence, image processing, space, aviation, optical communication, data network, mobile switch network. Then education and hobby. This is also a very growing industry, because you people must have using the Arduino. Then Byju's learning app is one of the classic example for you, which is advertised on the TV. Then e-commerce. E-commerce is a vast field. Here, the basically your commercial or the financial knowledge is clubbed with your software skills or software programming skills and develop some programs. So TaxSuit, you can say, is a classic example of e-commerce. Then many other digital applications which are now being promoted by government or the companies is nothing but a part of e-commerce. Then big data handling is itself has a very large you can say potential of skill sets, because big data handling normally has real time crores and trillions of data records. This needs to be handled, and there here you need a lot of skills to handle such kind of data, and that too in real time. So to produce the weather reports and repair and maintenance services, we Indians are expert in jugaad technology. So this is also considered now as a repair and maintenance services as an industry for generating money. Industry, you can say anytime which generates money, or for some people gives satisfaction. Now, why we do all this thing in life is to make money, right? So what is that? Is that to make money? So we should know the commercial aspect. The IT and electronics industry is one of the fastest growing industries in India, both in terms of production and exports. So the products in terms of local consumption of production and also in terms of exports. The exports you can consider only the physical goods is not only the exports. When you write a software piece and send it to USA or Canada or some any other country, this is also called as a software export, which generates money for India. So export includes all. So the Indian electronic products demand is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate. This is CAGR. These are commercial terms, but for you this must be known, because this gives the picture how what is going on into the market, how the market is going to prevail, what are the future, what is the future in terms of money, what are basically it gives you an idea what is happening in the world. So we are expecting US dollar 400 billion, just multiply it by 76 and you will get an Indian rupee. So this was expected by 2020. This all information is also available on the internet. It's published by the government of India and many other study reports, which is which gives us the future. So you people are now expected to be a part of this all scenario. So my best luck to all of you guys. So exports in IT BPM. What is IT? IT is nothing but information technology. And what is BPM? BPM is the business process management. Sector is expected to grow at 7 to 8%. The domestic market is expected to grow at a rate of 10 to 11% and likely to add more than 1 lakh jobs. This what figure I am saying is also now revised or may have changed scenario because of the COVID scenario. So if many other companies come into the India, then this job will be definitely more because the employment requirement will be fulfilled by the Indian people only. So you have, I think, a better scope than what we have.